Hi everybody, this is Tina with Rehatch Designs, and I am here with kind of our part 2 of our shabby tags and pockets. So we did 3 last time, so I'm thinking we're probably only going to have time for 3 this time, but these are the 3 that we did. I think they turned out really cute, and I did put my little pearls on there. This is a little bag that we made. And then here is the tag that we put in there. And that kind of just hangs out over the side. Then we have this one with our little ballerina on top. And then this here. And we tried to do a lot of stamping and things. And it should be in the playlist. But I'm just going to call it Shabby Pockets and Tags. And you should be able to find it pretty easily. So anyway, that is what we did for our part 1, and now we're going to do some part 2, and we may get to something else with this if we have time, but we shall see. I'm going to kind of put those off to the side. Now this one, let's see what we're doing here. Okay, so this is an easy one. Move some of this stuff out of the way. I've got a big pile of things sitting over here on my side, and I don't want to knock them all down, so okay, so on this one, this is fairly easy. So what we're going to do is we are going to move all this stuff aside here. This is another coffee dyed bag. And I'm going to put that in there. Okay. And I'm going to take that, and we are just going to put something in the middle of it. And I've got a piece of vintage music. Let me see how big a piece we're going to need. So I hope everybody's doing well. I have just been working very hard trying to get a few things done in my craft room, around my house. Okay, so we have been using these different stamps, and I had talked about it in the video before, so I'm not sure if I'm going to do this in 2 parts or not, but if not, Creative Expressions, Sandpool Design, and this is CEC964 Timeless Roses. I love this stamp set, and I'm going to use embossing powder on this one, so let me move this off to the side here and get it out of the way. Get my Versamark out. I don't know if I got that stamp out or not. Oh, I think I did. Here we go. There we go. Let me get that stamp off of there. I have it on both sides. I have 2 different roses on here, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave it on there because we're going to be doing both of them today. And I'm going to take that, and I am going to just use my Versamark to stamp in the middle of this vintage music paper. Let it sit there for a second. Okay. And this is kind of brittle, and really the only thing I can use it for is like collage and stuff, because it's very vintage, and it's really too brittle to use for anything but that. But anyway, let me get a had stuff fall. Get a piece of paper, and I am going to take, this is Wow Metallic Gold, and I'm using it because it's super fine, and this is a very detailed stamp, so I want to make sure that I'm using something that is fine, so it will pick up the detail. You don't want to use a big bulky embossing powder when you have a fine stamp, and you can already see the detail in that. So alright, so now I'm going to just kind of put that back. Alright. Now, let me get something to hold that down. Alright, I am going to emboss this, and I'll cut out the sound so you don't have to hear it, but alright, so that is that. Alright, I think it turned out really cute. And now what I think I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and put my doily. This is just a small kind of neutral, I don't know, it's not really brown, it's kind of a craft color, but lighter than that really. I am going to just kind of put a little bit, let me see, I don't think I have that much on there. Just kind of make it look a little bit more dingy to kind of go with my whole thing. I wouldn't say that the journal I'm making, or actually journals, are grungy, but they are a little bit shabby grungy, I would say. Alright, so that is going to go there. But I think I want that smaller, because I'm going to put a little bit of cheesecloth behind it. And the idea on these bags is to kind of make them layered up a little bit, to give it some dimension. Okay, so here's my cheesecloth. So it is going to kind of go behind this, so I need it to be big enough to fit behind there. So I'll probably need to cut it right there. And I always cut it bigger, because you wind up on cheesecloth pulling it and getting it kind of the way you want it. Okay, let's see here. Alright, and it's a little bit too much on one side, but that's okay. I'm going to put it down and then I'll mess with it later. So, and I'm going to put just a little bit of glue. What did I do with my glue? Here it is. Okay. On here. I kind of sort of have a plan, but it's kind of evolving as I go, so put that on there. And then I'm going to put this on here, and then I'm going to glue that on my actually I want the cheesecloth going the other way, so stretching the wrong way now. Get over there. There we go. That's better. It wouldn't have made that much difference, but I'm kind of fiddly about these things. So, all right, there we go. That is going to go there, and then I'm going to put it, and I don't want it glued down perfectly. I want it, you know, I want the pieces, you know, kind of sitting up. And then I'm going to put this onto there. I know for some people process videos are boring, but for me, I love watching them. You know, I really do. Just because, I don't know, I like seeing how different people do different things and how they think, and everybody does it different, so. And for some reason, I find it very relaxing, so that's when I go to sleep, I watch different videos. And all right, so I think even though that's not perfectly in the center, it's good enough. And so I'm going to put that down. And you can either wrap it around or cut it, whatever you want to do. I'm going to wrap it around, I think. And just put a little bit of glue right here and here. And just put that down. Okay. So that's that. Okay, and now I'm going to add just a little bit of, I think, ribbon. Let me see what kind I have here to put on there. Okay, I've got this satin kind of off-white ribbon. Put that down there. All right, put just a little bit. Put that right there. So I have been crafting a lot lately, although I haven't been making a lot of videos, but I'm hoping this week to get 3 videos out. That's my goal. That's really what I would like to do per week. Is 3 videos if I can. Not always going to happen, but you know. Now I'm going to take some eyelash trim just to kind of shabby it up. Put that in the middle. I think a bigger piece than that, I think. Let me see if I can find me some. Alright, here we go. I knew I could find some. I always have a lot around. Let's put... To me, eyelash trim always helps with the shabbiness of things. It just adds that extra, I don't know, extra little bit of shabby. I don't know. I really don't know how to explain it. Anyway, my hands are terrible because I've actually been working on stuff, and this is part 2. And so I really haven't left my craft room or my desk. The other one took too long to get to do 2 videos. I may condense it and make it 1. I don't know. I may surprise you. If you're only watching 1 video with all this, that means I figured out a way to speed it up. And anyway, I'm going to put this little tiny rose, and it's kind of that same beige color. Put a little clip on that. A little bit more dimension than we had, but I think it really tops it off. And I think that'll turn out really cute. Okay. And this is just this bag is very bright, but once you coffee dye it, you know, it looks good. Okay, so I'm going to do the tag for this now. And this is just a plain old little rabbit tag that came with the thing. And I'm going to just cut that down. You know, actually, I think I'm going to back this because it's kind of thin paper. Let me see. I've got some paper here. All right. And I am just gonna cut my tag out with this on the back, just to kind of, I cut it out on a cardstock, but it was really thin. And I do that a lot too, knowing that I'm going to back it, so it doesn't get too thick. And I like it better than paper because I don't know. And sometimes I do it all on paper and then do it, but that's usually how I do it. And I do everything kind of in an off-white. This is an ivory, just to give it more of a vintage look. So when you see things from me, not everything, but a lot of stuff, it is already kind of dulled down because I do it you know, ivory. And when I print on paper, I print on parchment paper. Okay, so I've done that, and now I'm going to add this whale tail. I got a punch. This is my birthday present, and I don't even want to tell you what I paid because it was ridiculous. But it was my birthday present. I couldn't think of anything I wanted. My husband was like, he's going to take me out to dinner. And I said, I don't, if you really want to know. And he goes, I can't believe it. I said, well, I know, but that's what I really want. So I paid the price. Anyway, I like it. And it's, you know, it is extravagant, but I wouldn't normally buy something like that for that price, but it was my birthday present, so. Okay, so I'm going to put this on top, but I want to stamp this, and because we're trying to use our stamps, that's kind of what our thing was. And I'm going to use, I'm going to try and show you again. I've got such a mess over here. Okay, this is this one right here. I'm using that one. So I'm going to take my, what did I do with my black ink pad? Oh, there it is. I'm just a hot mess, guys. All right. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Okay, and I'm just going to put this right here because I'm putting it on the tag. Let me get that flat. So, and as I said before, I don't care if they're perfect because this is supposed to look vintage and shabby, so if it doesn't turn out perfect, then I'm okay with that. All right, these are very good stamps, so I will tell you that. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and do what I was going to do, put that on. And I'm going to put that on the top of my little tag here. And it may seem like a little detail, but I think all those little details are what make things look really cool. That's what brings things to another level, is the detail. I'm going to put that in the middle. If I can. Stay still. I don't think I folded my tag real well, but it'll work. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch an eyelet through here. I'm going to try and do it in the middle. Oh, I didn't put enough glue on there. Oh well, let me see where my punch is. Put more glue on that. Just a dot. Well, I didn't. Okay. There we go. So now I'm going to do it in the middle. Kind of, sort of. Alright, and then I'm going to put this little copper one in there. Alright, okay. Okay, now I am just going to use a little bit of Sorry Silk, I think. Let me think. Okay, so let's just do that. I'm going to put it in here. My little, here it is. I always punch it through with this thing. And I'm going to put that in the top of this. Okay, and I'm going to leave these fairly long. I mean, not super long, but you know, not super short either. Because I want it to hang, and I always save these little pieces because when I do my little dangly things, this is exactly the size I need. You know, I can cut a piece off of something or save those. Okay, this is dry now. So it is ready to go. And here's our tag. And that will stick out the top. Isn't that cute? That is just cute. I think it's really cute. Alright. Maybe a little bit shorter. Just a tiny bit. Alright, and I like it kind of shabby and fuzzy and stuff like that. So that was nice and easy and super cute. Right? Okay. So, let's see. Okay, let's do this next one. It has a lot of stamping on it. Get all this stuff out, move that to the side. I don't know what is going on with that. Get up here. I gotta start moving stuff out of the way or it's gonna get bad. Okay. This is a CD holder, envelope, or whatever, and I'm going to go ahead and I forgot what I did on this. Let me see here. Okay. Alright. So I am going to leave that aside. Put that there. I'm going to stamp on this first thing. And let me get my stamp out. And I don't remember what stamps I used. Let me see. I think I have them in here ready to go. Yeah, okay. And then I had this one. Is that the only other one I used? I don't remember. Okay, so what I'm doing, this is just a coffee dyed CD holder, and I am going to, I have a little circle cut out of just tissue paper, and I'm just going to use this to help cover this while I'm stamping so it doesn't get onto, because this is permanent, it will stamp your thingamajiggy here, okay? So I am going to just kind of lightly stamp it. I'm not going to go real dark, and these are, I believe, Tim Holtz stamps, but I don't remember. I got them from ages ago, so I think they are. Just like I think the ballerina and the other ones were, but they're really old. Okay, so I'm going to just, and this is why I have that on there, so that I can not worry about stamping on there. And I'm going to put a little bit right there, and I'm not going super dark. I want it to be more of a background. Okay, I'll use this other one in a few places. Oh, and then I take this on the leftover. I'm going to do it on the back because I don't want it super dark anywhere. I just kind of want it lightly, so I'll go ahead and do this one. And I'm not, oops, not trying to get it perfectly everywhere. In fact, I kind of don't want it everywhere, but let me cover that up good and get over here. Okay. And I just am moving this around to make sure I don't get, I'm going to kind of go sideways right here. Okay. And then maybe, well, let me do the back. I keep forgetting. And I will go back over the back a little bit more, but I'm just using the extra ink, you know, because you never get it all off of your ink pad. All right, let me get this back on there. Do a little bit more. Just a tiny bit. I just want it in a couple spots. All right. Very lightly. Okay, I think that's good. Maybe a tiny bit right there. All right, so let me do the back with what's left over. This is why my hands look like this, because I'm just smushing stuff around with my fingers. And this is just in case you don't want to glue this down. If you glue it down, then you don't need to do that. So this is if you want it to be like a floating pocket. But I have no idea how I'm going to use it yet, so I want to do that a little bit. Let me do that just a tiny bit. Because as I said, I don't know whether I'm going to make it a floating pocket or, you know, I might just leave it the way it is. Okay, now my other stamps, I'm just going to add in a few places. No real rhyme or reason, just kind of as an overlay. And I'm doing those a little darker. I don't know where I want this one. I think I want this one kind of sideways up here. Okay, and then this is just to add some interest to it. Okay, and then I'm going to put that kind of in the middle. All right, so that is all the stamping I'm going to do on that. All right, and then we are going to take, let me get it down. I didn't get it earlier. Let me see if I put it up there. So we're going to use a pink doily, and we are going to take our rose stamp, and this is a different one, and it is this one right here. And I'm going to get my Versamark out and going to ink it up good with my Versamark. And I'm going to go ahead and try and get that in the middle. And I have another stamp on the back because I was just too lazy to take it off. I'm going to let that sit for a second. All right, put that aside. And this time we are going to use black. This is called Midnight Black. Get some paper. At one point I was going to get rid of a bunch of my old scrap paper, and I ended up realizing that I could use it for other things. I mean, I don't know. Let me move that aside. So let me put that over here. And hopefully we can do this. And again, this is a very fine embossing powder because the stamp's very fine. And whenever you're doing that kind of embossing, you want to make sure that you're, brush over here and brush some of that off. I didn't mean to get that big a one, but oh well. Get the extra off. You can see how fine that is, how detailed that is. If you use a thick powder, then it wouldn't be that detailed. So you want to use an extra fine powder whenever you're doing a detailed stamp like that. Put this back. You can see how fine that is. Okay. All right. So now we get to do this. And what I noticed when I was using my heat gun on this, it kind of can turn the doily a little brown or a little brownish. I actually like that because it made it look a little vintage. So just if you get too close. All right, so there we go. That is a really pretty. And now see, it did turn it a little bit brown, and I like that. I think it's a vintage looking, makes it look vintage. But that is really cool. So that is going to actually go on the inside of our little CD case. You know how you can cover the inside with something? It's not actually a tag or anything. I guess you could make it a tag and have it go in and out. That'd be a cool idea. I didn't even think about that. Oh well. What we're going to do is we're going to just glue it in there. I'm going to put a little glue stick in the middle of it. Okay. And a tiny bit down here. And I'm not going to worry about sticking the top in because I will do that when we get to that point. Trying to make sure there's no glue on top. And I am just going to kind of position this in with my hand. It's a little tricky, but that's kind of why I'm using my glue stick. And it gives you a little bit of time to work with it. Okay, I think that looks pretty good right there. Now down a little bit lower. I just moved it up accidentally. Okay, up a tiny bit. There we go. Alright, that looks pretty good. Get it where you want it, and then just press it down. And what I did is I just took some paper or whatever, just stick in there. Like I'll just use the back of this tag, will work. Because the glue stick will dry quickly. There we go. Oh, I don't want to try not to push that down. Just push it down and get all the glue in there. Alright, and then the top part that I didn't glue, I just went in there and glued it a little bit with my other glue. Got that stuck to my hand. I mean, you could leave it just like that. You don't even have to put a tag in it. I think it's really pretty. Alright, and we're still not done decorating the outside, so we need to do that. Okay. I don't want to get any glue in my on my thing. If you do get glue on there, just wipe it with a wipe. It comes right off usually if you do it quickly. I didn't use any of my 3-in-1 glue on this because that is a lot harder to get off on the cellophane. But anyway, so I'm just using a wipe to get that little bit of glue off. I'm going to let it sit there for a second. Meanwhile, I've got this cool little thing. This is again another Artie Mae's thing, a freebie I believe on her website or her Facebook page. And I'm going to take some gauze because I love using gauze. I'm going to put it behind here to put a little, that piece is just hanging out too long, but the rest of it will be okay. And I'm going to put this just right on the corner right here. Should be dry by now. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. And then put this over. Forgot to put the top on that again. I keep doing that. And I just put the glue more in the middle because it's going to hang over a little bit. So I want to put that. I might need to put that a little bit over here more. Yeah, that's about how I want it. Okay, let's push that down a little. I know it looks cute just like that, doesn't it? Anyway, I'm going to put three little things on there. Let me get them out of here. I'm just using the little sparkly things to put in there. I'm adding a little bit of glitziness to our shabby look. Yeah, let's get that extra glue up. I always put extra glue on these because I don't trust the glue that comes with them. Now see, that tiny little bit of bling looks good, doesn't it? Okay, so now I'm going to make the tag, and I've already put the back on it. So all I'm going to do with this, isn't that cute? That rabbit is so adorable. These journals I'm making aren't really Easter journals, but I figured since it was rabbit related, I'm not really doing anything Eastery in it. It's going to be more, you know, just shabby with rabbits. Alright, I'm going to put this piece of, this is just a extra scrap on the top. Again, you could sew around this if you want to, but I'm going fast so we can get all of our stuff in. I got one more to go, guys, so I gotta hurry. I guess I have figured out that the most I can do, no matter how prepared I am, unless I speed everything up tremendously, is 3. It's about all I can do in an hour. Okay, so now, I don't know if that's wide enough. I need a wider piece, I think. I know what size I need. Okay, here we go. This will work, I think. This will work. Maybe. I think that piece is wide enough. These are just extra pieces that I have that I have this sari silk that I bought that it just falls apart. I mean, you can't use it to tie anything, but it's great for decorating, and it tears really well. At first I was upset about it, because when I got it I thought, wow, what can I use this on? But it tears apart well, and it just has all these wonderful properties that I love. I really want that to be open more, and it's not opening. I'm sure it can open, I just haven't worked with it enough. There we go, that's better. And I just kind of squish this on there, and I don't want it to be perfect, so I just kind of cut it haphazard. So that is how I do my tag, and I'm going to do a few of these little blings on here. 1, 2, 3. Let me cut 3 of these out. Oh, that's why I had the other pieces in there. I can't remember what I was thinking. I must have thought of this earlier and I just forgot about it. Alright, so I'm going to put these 3 in the middle. And that is going to go right in the middle. Oh, I did it kind of sort of crooked. I don't mind it being a little crooked, but that was just too much. Okay. Isn't that adorable? Well, just the rabbit by itself. But then that would go in here, right? See, that is so cute. And then you take it out and you've got this beautiful rose. Like I said, you could just put that in there like that and that would be so pretty. I think it is pretty with the black and the whatever. And this is, you know, we didn't do anything but stamp on the CD case. So that is done. So we have one more to go. And let's see how that one is going to go. All right. So this one, I'm trying to remember everything I did. It's hard for me when I think about what I'm going to do ahead of time and I plan and everything, but then I have to remember what I planned. So that is just not always, doesn't always work. So I'm trying to remember. I see all the stuff and I'm like, okay, what was I going to do with that? Anyway, me and my inky fingers. Okay, so I have these tags, and these were 3 like that, okay? So we're going to use this for the inside, and I'm using one of these for the outside. Again, this is a freebie. I think it's Artie Mays and Friends is her Facebook group, and I don't know, it may be artiemays.com, I have no idea. And she also offers these on her Etsy. If you go to her Etsy shop, you can use, well, there's some more stuff in here. I wonder what else. Oh, okay, I forgot now. See, I forgot what I was going to do. On one of my things, I didn't add one of the layers that I was going to add. I'll show it to you later, what I didn't do. But, because I was moving so fast. It still turned out cute, don't get me wrong, but it had another whole layer that I was going to add to it, so but that's okay. That is okay. Because y'all would never know unless I told you. Right? I'll probably just do it the way I wanted to do it and insert it in the video, and y'all will never know the difference. So don't know that if you see this. I'll probably tell you which one it was or whatever, but that's how I fix my mistakes. Okay, this is going to go on the outside. And, alright, I have to get, what was I going to put on the inside? There was some more of that material, I know there was. Alright, I got to get this material. And it is a cotton material that tears very easily, and I like that about it. This is the material, and it's just a pink kind of, I don't know. It's just a cotton. It's got the little dots on it. Looks very vintagey. I actually want it smaller than that, so I think I'll cut this down here. Oh, I don't know if it's going to tear that way. Oh, good. It tore both ways. That's good. I like that. All right. Maybe a little bit more over here, too. I don't want it too big. All right. So I'm going to put that over here. Then I'm going to put that over here, but I'm going to cut this because I don't want it the tag shape, and I want it a little bit smaller. So I'm going to cut it right across the top. Okay. So I'm going to ink that. Alright, put that on there like that. And then I've got a little saying course I'm going to use some gauze again. I'm going to put it down here. And I know you guys are probably tired of that, but I just think it adds so much. That has to get cut. Way too big. So I'm going to start gluing down so y'all can see what I'm doing. Hopefully I'll get this one done in time so that we can get all three of these in. And I'm just going to kind of go around here. I'm not going too much on the ends because I kind of don't want them glued down all the way. And again, you could do sewing on this too. It's not something you know, that would look bad with the sewing. Alright. You could do the stamping that looks like sewing too. But I'm not going to do this on this one because I kind of wanted to show you guys what it looks like, but it's up to you, you know, if you want to do that or not. Get that all the way on the corners. I'm not doing good on the corners, and usually I spread it out with my fingers, and that's how I get there. So that is going to go kind of sort of in the middle, and the material gives it some Alright, so that is going to go there, and I've got this rose that's going to go over there. So I'm just going to put this on the rose, and then put that over here in the corner, right there. Alright, and then I'm going to put this, I don't know, let's see, maybe kind of right here. I want it off to the side. Right. That's going to go off here. I know to some people it looks haphazard, but it is really kind of the way I do things. I don't like it, everything centered in the middle and stuff like that. It just, to me, looks better if it's not. I'm going to put this, I don't want it covering that rose though. How about right here? I think would be good. Yeah, down a little bit. There we go. And that's putting the black, moving it around, and then this moves the pink down. And I'm not done. I'm going to put a little bow on here. If I can do it with my sticky fingers. They're really sticky. Let's see. Let me cut that in half. It's not going to be that big. Okay, let me do this bow. I'm just going to tie a bow. I probably should have left it long. It would have been easier. Alright. Make it a lot smaller. When you pull it tight, they get bigger, so you have to kind of keep going, making them smaller and smaller, and then pull it until you get it to the way you want it. I'm having a hard time because my fingers are so messed up, but alright, well, maybe a little bit smaller. There we go, a tiny bit. You just have to work with it a little bit, and it'll get to where you want it. Okay, I think that's good. There we go. That's better. Alright, and then I'm going to put that, no, I'm going to cut it a little bit shorter. I like how that one's going there. I'm picky about which way the little tails go too, so let's see. Alright. It's a little bit too long. Alright. So then I'm going to glue that right over here. glue off of there. Hold that down. And look at our bag, isn't it cute? It's so cute. Get a little glue right there in that corner. Okay. Alright, now the tag is just going to be this thing. And the only thing I'm going to do to this is I'm going to punch a hole in it. And it's a double one. So I'm going to just punch a hole where the tag thing goes. Alright, and then I have, this is like the end of that material. Alright, and the end piece of it, and I love those strips. Okay, I'm going to push this through here because you want to be able to untie it and open them both up if you use it. Okay, put that in here. Come on. I'm trying to remember. See, when I planned this stuff out, and to me it was ages ago. It was actually just like a couple hours ago. So, alright, that's too long, but I want this one kind of long because I want it to sit out of the top. So I'm going to have to kind of leave it long. Alright, because I want it to stick out of the top of the bag. Okay, so that is that one. Anyway, that is it, guys. We are done with our little exercise here. We've got one. Where'd the other one go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Two. What did we just do with the one we did? Here we go. 3. Oops. 4. 5. We should have one more somewhere. Where did it go? Here it is. There we go. I think that's all of them. Right? Do y'all remember? I don't remember. Did that one. We did that one. That should be 6. Okay. And I'm going to show you what I didn't do on the other one that I did. Let me show you. There's this whole layer of this little netting stuff, and while this looks really good, okay, and I did the bow differently on this one, but I didn't put it on here, and I like that extra layer. But they both look good, and I didn't put the eyelash trim up there. So I forgot a couple steps, and I think they both look really cute. I like the bow better on this one. I'm probably going to redo that bow so it hangs down. But I'm just showing you the difference in those two. So that's how I meant to do it, and I just forgot about it. I found this piece of the stuff floating around. I go, now what was I going to do with that? And then I remembered. Okay, so it would look like this is what I imagined in my head. Okay, it would have been like this. Okay, so I did forget that. Really, when I plan these out, they're perfect. So, but I did another one because I'm making multiple ones, and it'll happen on several of them. I'll do something I thought I came up with before, or sometimes when I'm doing it, I'll find a better way, or I'll think of something else as I do it. So even though I'm trying to make things the same, it doesn't always turn out the same. So, they'll look a little different. So when you see the flip throughs, they'll look similar, but they may not look the same. And as I said, it's just a couple of extra details, but I do think it makes a difference. So anyway, that is it, guys. I think they turned out really cute. So you guys take care. I'll see you soon. I don't know which day. Best thing to do is, hit the bell and subscribe, and that way you'll be notified, because I'm kind of doing this haphazard thing right now, because in trying to get things done, I don't always know, you know, when I'm going to have videos out there, because I'm trying to fit everything in along with making journals. So, and like I said, hopefully I'll have these journals done soon. So, all right, guys, I guess I'll see you next time. Don't know when it'll be. Take care.